So you're thinking about buying the Potensic ATOM SE drone. It promises 4K video, 62 minutes of flight time, and weighs under 250 grams to avoid FAA registration. It sounds like the perfect starter drone, right? But here's what surprised me after weeks of testing. This drone has some serious, deal-breaking problems that nobody is talking about online. Therefore, before you spend your $199, you need to see what I found. For the best price, click the link in the description. Let's be clear on paper, the ATOM SE is a heavyweight contender. A Sony sensor, brushless motors, GPS return to home, and a 4-kilometer range. At this price, that's insane. But the reality of flying it is a different story altogether. Therefore, in this brutally honest review, we're going to dive deep into the 3 major problems that might make you regret this purchase. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the truly frustrating. Stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly if this drone is for you or if you should run for the hills. The first massive problem is the video quality. Potensic boasts a 1.3-inch Sony sensor and 4K EIS, which should mean crisp, stable footage. But here's the contrarian snapback. The actual video looks like it was processed through a potato. Okay, maybe not a potato, but there's a bizarre, waxy smoothing effect happening, especially in anything less than perfect sunlight. It's like the drone is trying too hard to stabilize the image and just smears detail instead. Therefore, while it's technically 4K, the lack of fine detail and this artificial look was a huge disappointment. I expected Sony quality, but I got soap opera effect. What about wind resistance? They claim level 5 wind resistance. That sounds like you could fly in a hurricane. But during my tests in a moderate breeze, the ATOM SE got pushed around like a leaf in a storm. The footage became a shaky, jerky mess despite the EIS. Therefore, that claim feels incredibly inflated. It's a lightweight drone and it flies like one. It's the bodybuilder who skips leg day, looks tough on the spec sheet, but folds under real pressure. That's joke number 1, by the way. Now let's talk about the advertised 62-minute flight time. This is a mini promise that hooks a lot of people. 2 batteries, 31 minutes each. Sounds amazing. But in real-world flying with some wind, using GPS and filming, I was averaging 22 to 24 minutes per battery. That's a significant drop. Therefore, you're not getting anywhere near the marketed time unless you hover it perfectly still indoors. It's like a car company advertising highway mileage when you only ever drive in city traffic. Manage your expectations downward, way downward. The second major problem is the Surgefly control system and the infamous PixSync 2.0. The app interface feels dated and laggy. Switching between the 3 flight modes, video, normal, sport, sometimes caused the drone to hesitate or jerk. But the real issue is the video transmission. They promise 4 km of range with low latency. However, I started seeing signal breakup and a choppy feed at barely 500 meters away in an open field. Therefore, that 4 km claim is a theoretical fantasy under ideal, impossible conditions. For reliable control and a clean feed, you need to keep it much, much closer. This leads us to problem number 3, the precise GPS return to home. This safety feature is crucial. When it works, it's great. The drone comes back and lands within a meter or 2. But on 2 separate occasions, the GPS failed to get a solid lock before takeoff. The app said GPS ready, but it was weak. Therefore, when I triggered the return to home function, the drone tried to land about 20 meters away from me in some bushes. I had to sprint over and manually take control. That's not precise. That's a potential drone loss waiting to happen. Always wait for strong GPS signals, kids. What about the fun features? Follow me, waypoint flight, circle flight. They are there and they mostly work. The follow me mode is decent if you're walking in a straight line in an open area. But try to change direction quickly or have a tree nearby and it gets confused. It's like a puppy that's easily distracted by squirrels. That's joke number 2. Therefore, while these are nice bonus features, don't buy the Atom SE specifically for them. They are basic implementations that feel more like a checkbox than a polished experience. Is there anything good? Absolutely. The physical design is fantastic. It folds up tiny and is super portable. The remote feels good in the hands. The fact it's under 250G is a legitimate benefit for travel and regulations. Beginner mode is genuinely helpful for new pilots, but these pros are overshadowed by the core performance issues. Therefore, you have to ask yourself, do you want a portable drone with great specs on a box or a reliable flying camera? Right now, the Atom SE feels like the former trying desperately to be the latter. Let's discuss the 4.4-star Amazon rating. How can a drone with these problems have such a high rating? Look closer. Many 5-star reviews are from first-time drone owners who are just amazed it flies and takes any kind of video. They don't have a frame of reference. But if you're coming from even a slightly better drone, or you have higher expectations for image quality, the flaws become glaringly obvious. Therefore, that rating is a trap for the more discerning buyer. It's the difference between your first fast food burger and a gourmet steak. Once you know the difference, you can't go back. Joke 3. This drone's rating is like a participation trophy. Everyone gets one just for showing up. The value proposition is the real battleground here. For $198.98, you get a lot of technology, but you are absolutely making compromises. The video quality compromise is the biggest one. The flight time compromise is next. The range transmission compromise is third. Therefore, the question becomes, which compromise are you willing to accept? If you just want something to learn on and crash without crying, and 4K is just a checkbox for you, maybe it's okay. But if you care about the actual footage you get, you might feel shortchanged. So, what's the resolution? Who is this drone actually for? I can only recommend the Potensic ATOM SE to one type of person: the absolute, complete beginner who wants the smallest, lightest possible drone with GPS safety features, and who values portability above all else. Someone who will be thrilled with any semi-stable 4K video. But for anyone else, especially someone looking to create content or who plans to grow their piloting skills, these problems will become walls you hit very quickly. Therefore, you will outgrow this drone faster than a kid outgrows shoes. There are alternatives in this price range that do some things better, though they might trade off in other areas. That's a topic for another video. But the core lesson here is to look beyond the marketing bullet points. Specs tell a story, but real-world performance writes the ending. The Atom SE story has some plot holes you could fly a better drone through. That's the fourth and final joke, I promise. In the end, my honest review boils down to this. The Potensic ATOM SE is a classic case of over-promising and under-delivering on the aspects that matter most to enthusiasts. The physical design and weight are wins. The image quality and reliable long-range performance are significant losses. Therefore, don't buy the Potensic ATOM SE if you prioritize cinematic video quality and robust, dependable features. Consider it a stepping stone, not a destination. If you've made it this far, you know the truth. And if you still want to check it out for yourself or explore the current best price, click the link in the description below. I've got it listed there. Thanks for watching and fly safe.